winner is going to be chilling in that loser's semi spot. So they're one step closer to the coveted best of 5, but currently still in 2 out of 3 brackets.
We'll be seeing 2 characters that before quarantine we wouldn't expect to see out of these 2. One, because, you know, Cheeks didn't have like the track record. We would have expected the Crom at that point.
Yep.
We wouldn't have expected Min because nobody knew that Min would even be in the game.
Right. I will say that at Odyssey, dezly played up against Johnny. And it was tense games, but Johnny was able to take it with the Roy. Roy was the character. I know Johnny's a Swiss army of characters with swords, but used Roy to take it.
Roy was the selection, yeah.
And I've seen Roy definitely has the capability. If you're able to maneuver around those arms, you do have great aerial acceleration, so you can move real quick around them and get to the Min-Min. And the big thing you have is when you get up close, you got that side beat of KO.
Yeah, I think that the big thing that Cheeks will take advantage of in this game is going to be whiff punishing for sure.
Oh, he waited so
That's
long.
the classic Cheeks.
And eventually, dezly did give up the roll the moment the Cheeks gave up the search.
One of those situations where you can't just like really declare anybody a winner because it's just one of those situations where somebody has to guess at some point.
Yeah.
All right, and this is what we're talking about, right? Cheeks just needs to wait for a whiff, and then that will be his opportunity to get in real close in percents right now, basically tied. We'll have to see who can actually get that burst stock because that's going to be crucial in defining the momentum for the rest of the set.
Man, waiting for Min to come up from the ledge with the fairs is like imagining a world where Villager Slingshot happens, but they can also shoot a second slingshot as they're landing.
Yeah. And then also one of the slingshots can also shoot a smaller, longer slingshot out of that ball.
Yeah. Although I don't think when you, I don't think you can shoot the laser after you've used another arm. It's either dragon laser or arm.
Yeah, the laser has to come immediately after the dragon.
Yeah, so it can't
That
be.
is true.
It can't be arm dragon laser. You can't do.
No, you can do that.
I don't think you can.
You can most certainly.
Okay.
Maybe not if they're both out at the exact same time, but I think if you follow it up, you can time it such that you throw out one arm. By the time it's back, you can shoot out the laser. I'm fairly certain.
I'll take your word for it, but I've yet to see it. We'll see.
I have yet to see Cheeks land a solid hit in this stock so far. dezly with the Min, which was recently nerfed, remember.
Yeah,
you know, slightly ever so,
smash
but
is like a frame slower, I think. I don't think
and a little bit
anything
weaker.
else. Yeah, which has not phased dezly.
No. dezly's still on his P's and Q's here, 134 against Cheeks, and you know, it's interesting to see Min ledge trap because she just doesn't get close to the ledge, and that's no jump Cheeks. Making good use of that invincibility right there, closing the distance while dezly can't really do anything about it. Utilizing your invincibility against Min is very important because it's that ever so coveted opening that you really don't get often.
That put him in a really awkward spot. dezly sitting at a very bad percent. We're going to see potential jab backer. Oh, that's a regrab? No real punish.
Yeah, it's just the sour spot of
that.
that.
I mean, what do you do is right to punish a regrab, honestly?
Maybe a
Flare
down
blade?
smash if you're... Yeah, Flare Blade is definitely probably... It's a definitely probably. Not very helpful, is it? What is helpful is that Cheeks 59% extremely quickly and has the ledge trap. Battlefield, I feel like, is just phenomenal for Roy in this exact situation. Once you get that ledge trap, you have so much coverage that you can offer.
Right. Even if you have to submit your ledge trap to back airing them across the stage, you generally set up on a plat.
But now dezly hanging on by a thread, 100%. A Roy tilt at the ledge will do it, and so it will, that forward tilt, to knock dezly off the stage. Game 1 to Cheeks.
Reacted a little bit slow with the get-up attack, trying to punish that forward tilt, but Roy's pretty good at picking up the shield after those. So wasn't quite able to catch that in time, and then hitting a shield with that move is absolutely punishable, so we're going to see that drop shield forward tilt, and Cheeks taking that game 1. I'd expect something like a Kalos FD to be maybe on the table. Kalos probably banned, honestly.
I would imagine. Yeah.
But I'd want to see maybe. Oh, no,
okay.
Kalos is available. So that's exactly where I would expect dezly to have gone if were it open.
Wanted to go to, yeah.
Because we want to see some of these side blast zones mitigated. Because with dezly, you throw the Roy off, your goal is to edge guard. You don't necessarily have to kill immediately. With Roy, you're not often going deep. You can, surely.
Oh, wow. He came right out with the megawatt.
Big charge on it.
Slammed that shield. And yeah, man, like you said, Kalos, a lot of survivability here for dezly. You know, the ledge trapping is not going to be as much of a hindrance to him when he's going up against the Roy, but I think that importantly also, we discussed this when he was playing against Oryx, but I feel like Min Min can cover these side platforms really well.
Yeah, definitely. You jump on a platform, and then what do? 2 arms are flying at you, and then they're back down safe. You can't punish.
Yeah, and when you're all the way up there as the Roy, it can be hard to get the whiff punish. dezly has a chance for a stock right here, and he goes deep. Like you're saying, those edge guards are the important factor for dezly on this stage.
What I saw to great success, actually, for dezly against Johnny was going for the Nair off stage, but I think maybe less useful for edge guarding when you have the megawatt and more useful with the ram.
Yeah, very quick move. He can get the angles sent off that you want. But now dezly, interesting that he's using that platform just to give him an extra option too when he's coming off of the ledge, right? That's something that Cheeks has to respect when dezly's getting ledge trapped, that, all right, like, you have 2 or 3 extra things that you have to cover. Nice use of the ram right there just to fight his way back on stage. Ooh. Well, Cheeks right there not letting dezly take an inch where he is not given one. You know, he came down with a middle option in that down air, got slammed by the dash attack. Now Cheeks, though, this ledge trap from Min Min can also be pretty brutal, but like you said, with that airspeed, you get in, and it's big damage.
The air acceleration in particular, because the airspeed kind of sucks.
For Roy?
Yeah.
I thought it was the other way around. That his air acceleration is slow and his airspeed is fast?
He accelerates from 0 to 100 immediately, but the drift is bad.
I totally thought it was the other way around.
He has very little control. It's almost like a shutdown in that you pick a direction and you go.
Sure, yeah. But that would mean that the acceleration is bad and the speed is good.
I don't know, my brain doesn't work.
That's fine. What's important is that we acknowledge that Cheeks is making good use of all of Roy's characteristics because he's got a big lead on dezly now. And again, ledge trapping, that is all that he needs to focus on against Min Min, because as long as she doesn't get feet on stage, she's going to have trouble.
I'm shocked that grab connected. I didn't think that there would still be a grab box at that point.
Yeah.
But dezly was able to get the big hit.
Ooh! I don't think that Cheeks wanted that up tilt. His timing may have been disrupted a little bit by that parry, but nevertheless, it did buy him the stock. Now we'll see if he can rack up a nice little present for his last stock to work with, but there's that ram you're talking about.
Yeah,
yes.
If you have the ram already equipped, just drop down, go for those double nairs, and there's not an awful lot that Roy can do about it. Worst case, you trade, and then dezly gets popped back up and can still recover.
Yeah, and generally we'll get back on stage a little bit faster than the Roy will. Which is important because then you're not putting yourself in a situation where you get ledge trapped.
Using those arms, get away from the scramble, but Cheeks has just been on top of dezly, not really giving him any room to breathe.
Is there anyone out there? Because it's getting harder and harder to breathe if you're dezly right now at 87. Get put at the ledge one more time, and again, Roy forward tilt, and of course anything stronger than that will be able to take the stock, so you gotta be so careful.
Calling out a lot of jumps. Of course, dezly wants to jump to get access to those aerials.
Woo! Good DI.
Straight into the corner. Of course, going to try to cover themselves.
Ooh, nice use of the dragon right there. dezly, all of a sudden in the driver's seat. This could be his game to win.
He's dead.
Yes.
He's dead.
What a comeback there from dezly. He was on the ropes, but in the 11th hour, he was able to pull out that victory, sending it to a game 3.
That's the thing about Min Min. As long as they're able to put their feet on the ground, it's a live game.
Anything can happen as long as Min Min is solid footing. Now Cheeks has to figure out a way to come back and take this game 3 after having loser semis in his grasp. Right? He had that set 1 pretty much, but you know, it's not particularly even his fault. He just didn't have an opportunity to close out the stock, couldn't get the right setup, and it was on phenomenal DI from dezly to even live that big back air that seemed like it was going to finish it up, but Cheeks has one more game to win if he wants to move on now.
Yeah, deciding to go Pokemon Stadium 2 as the terrain here. I definitely understand, very likely the town was banned, so want a little bit of room, want a little bit of platform, but not too much. Roy enjoys the stage.
Well, the interesting thing is that Pokemon Stadium 2 is one of the few stages, and Kalos is another, which is maybe why Cheeks left it open, where it's actually so big that you can get away from Min and give yourself a little bit of breathing room. Those arms extend a long way, but they don't go forever. However, it does not matter at all if you're in the corner. Man, Cheeks is just barely getting out, singed a bit, but overall not too worse for wear. 78%. He's got to find a way to get down on stage. Again, we're talking about it. Solid footing. Hey, that ram there. I thought he was going to go off for another one.
Maybe just didn't let go of the stick fast enough and accidentally got that fair and decided I'm going to retreat back on stage. Up smash is going to big punish. Yeah, you air dodge and then they just throw another arm out. We have seen now multiple times that arm dragon shot. So that is on the table. 3 hits.
Oh, dezly. Playing tough to get here on stage. Yeah, that was the megawatt nair. For a second, I was like, what Roy move makes that sound?
Yeah.
Turns out none of them. It was dezly that came out on top. Ooh, gotta look out.
Missed the jab into the back air confirm. That could have been a stock. It's not going to give it up twice, though.
Oh, that was just such a big panic situation there from dezly. After that parry, it was just so hard to figure out where exactly he was going to be. And without inputs lining up, you just got to swing and hope that you get out of the situation. But Cheeks was firmly in control. And now, 51% might be looking to get in control of the whole game.
Oh, yeah. And 75 and climbing. It's ledge trap time. Is able to get the back air. Only the weak hit, so they're not able to really reset.
That's tough for dezly right now. He's able to get back onto that firm footing. Now how will Cheeks be able to contest? Because stuck on that platform, Min, surprisingly good platform coverage, specifically if she's right underneath you. And here on Pokemon Stadium 2, where you don't have that middle top platform to escape to, she is all the better.
Man. dezly doing a great job of mixing up. After those aerials hit the shield, whether they're going to jump or not, and it makes it pretty hard for Cheeks to react and go for an actual punish. There we go. Back air's gonna punish the nair low.
Yeah, I mean, there's really only, one way that dezly can go there. It wasn't deep enough to fake the cross-up, so Cheeks knew that max drift with that backer, he'd be able to take control of the stage. But again, dezly's just so good at scrapping and getting it back.
Whew. I feel like Cheeks is saving some data at the ledge right now, because we've seen I think three times in a row that dezly will land with an aerial, that converts into a tilt, hit a tilt, and then do a full hop in place, and he's just gotten away with it every time.
We'll see if Cheeks can call it out. It's a roll off the ledge this time. Wants another roll on the platform, but dezly doesn't give it to him. Cheeks is definitely on fire right now, though, and now a chance to close it out. That's it.
Immediately. And that time, didn't even want to wait for it to hit the shield, just called out that dezly was going to drop from ledge, jump with an aerial, and the jab scooped up from below, was able to confirm into the back air. That's exactly what he needed.
So good stuff there from Cheeks. Like you said, saving a little bit of that data, kind of knew what was going to come and what to expect from dezly, and in the end, yeah, jab back air.
Let him get a little bit comfortable with it so that you can pull that out when it matters. The last stock situation.
That's one of the underrated things about being a good player, honestly.
Yeah.
It's like knowing when to actually use this thing that you have in mind.
Not show your cards
a lot
too
of people
early.
will be like, I made the adaptation. But if you show your hand too early, that gives people time to recover and time to, form a counter plan to that, right?
Yeah.
It's a very generally accepted part of competition and pretty much anything that the person who makes the last adaptation wins.
Yeah. If you blow the punish too early on something small or insignificant or low percent, they're going to realize, adapt, and then go for something else the next time. So you're back to square one, basically, on figuring out a new thing that you can get them for. Especially when you're playing against other really good players. Someone like dezly is not going to just let you punish them for it and then continue to go for the same thing and run their head into the wall.
Yeah. That's basically the plot of like any individual piece of any sports anime.
Yeah.
Where it's like, it's basically just like, oh, this person did this crazy thing to like, get the leg up on the main character. And you're like, oh my god, how are they going to beat that? But then they did it in like the first quarter of the basketball game. And then by the time it's the fourth